Welcome to Relay.
Hello, everyone. It's been a bit. Welcome to the Relay Station. I'm Erris. Beside me is Fast Cart. Beneath me is Nitro. And over to the side, wherever he is Nakara. I didn't really...
Hello.
It's been a while, actually, since I've done one of these, like 3 weeks or something.
I just want to say thank you for going live right after I took a bite.
Sorry, it's my bad. It's been a while since I've done one of these, so I haven't really done an intro. It's just been a busy time in life, so I'm just I'm gonna.
Not to mention, you were invaded by a swarm of microbes.
I was
that took over your body.
I started a new job last week, so this was my second week. But the first week of it, I was like, day one, I woke up to go to the new job, and I was like incredibly sick, like just coughing and sneezing and like leaking everywhere and dizzy. Like my head was spinning. It was a bad entire week.
What was it? Was it something?
I'm glad you're not leaking anymore.
I don't know what it was. They didn't send me home, actually.
What a bunch of dicks.
No,
and Flint, to answer your first question, it's beginning winter, so they keep me warm. That's why I have them.
It was Tylenol. Cough and cold is great for masking illness symptoms. So I basically just covered it up and toughed through it, but it meant that I got home and was passed out by 8 every night, which also means that we're now several weeks into 3.3.6. And I basically have played exactly 0 of it. So I know. I will actually shortly relay my extended experience. What we're going to do today is we're going to start each of us by talking a little bit about 3.3.6 and how we've experienced it. And then we're going to go and we're going to move over to the show and tell, and we're just going to run through all of the crap that they've shown over the last couple of days. The Arrow, the Santok guy.
Santokai. No, that's not how you pronounce it. It's the Santok y'all.
The thing. The thing. We're just going to talk about the thing, and then we're going to do the question answering, and yeah, that's so
At least that's how to say it in Texas.
The Super Tokyo. Yes, I like that. Yeah, accurate.
The Super Tokyo, yeah.
Is that anything? Did that be confused with Supreme Tokyo?
I don't even know anymore. So, about 1 hour ago, I booted up Star Citizen. 1 hour, an hour and a half. So at about 1 Eastern, I was like, I'm going to boot up Star Citizen. And I booted it up, and I got in, and I woke up in my bed. Everything seemed fine.
Still downloading it.
No, it was okay. And I walked down, and I ordered a ship, and I ordered my freelancer, and I got in my freelancer, and I took off, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to Hurston.
Okay. As one does.
And I set, and I was like, go to Hurston. And then it was time for the podcast. No.
Yeah, that's my life.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Especially the first trip.
That trip seemed long. Anyway,
yeah.
I didn't really pay much attention to anything. I was trying to figure out key bindings because I was just, you know what, I was going it with keyboard, and I couldn't even figure out how to get out of my chair because the key mapping thing that's in game says like Alt and F, but really it's H.
Yeah, because it defaults to the simplistic layout, but the key mapping map that they give you is for the like advanced layout.
And so there is a default layout, but the default one doesn't show any of the right side keys. It doesn't show H.
I'll be honest, I learned a lot of the key bindings by leaving the hints on, and reading the hints for a while.
Right.
Until it started repeating the same hints over and over again, so I turned them off.
The other thing is, I was looking at the advanced key bindings, and I kind of liked the look of that. The Alt is the modifier for so many things.
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't figure out how to, like, engage advanced controls. Like, how do I change it from simple to advanced? Because Alt F did nothing. Anyway, I had some trouble. Finally got out of the seat. I was at Hurston. So I got back into the seat. And I went into the star map and I selected Lorville and I was like, set destination, and nothing happened. And I hit B and nothing happened. And I couldn't go anywhere. So I quit back to main menu, gave up, got back in, picked up a reclaimer this time because I forgot to like go and sleep in my bed. I just quit and it put me back at Hurston, got in a reclaimer, started trying. And this time I noticed the one thing that in my like 45 minutes of gameplay today actually seemed really cool was QTing past the star and just watching it get bigger and then just like slowly pass you on. Space is big, guys.
Space is big.
Like,
Space be crazy.
Space is big.
Space be crazy too.
Yeah. So that's what I learned today.
Can I just say I love Nicole because he's still eating and not giving no F's whatsoever to the rest of us.
I'm gonna go to him. I'm gonna go to him last.
I just muted myself, and I'm like, when I need to talk, I'll talk.
Yeah.
So there we go. I'm done now.
Let's start with Nitro.
Yeah, I've been playing the new update a lot. I mean, a lot of the missions are bugs, so I find it hard to keep myself occupied while I'm doing it. But most of the time, I'm just like, I think I'll fly over here, or I think I'll fly over here.
Right.
And I talked about it last night on over on the base, but I got Reco to work.
Okay.
And that was actually a really cool experience, because I walked up to her after accepting the contract, and she took control of my field of view, and
Wait, you got Reco to work? Does that mean she had 2 legs now?
She does have 2 legs. It's just one of them is metal. And she didn't have the exorcist thing where when she turned to talk to me, her body didn't turn with her, because I've seen that a lot. But I had like a genuine experience where I was like, oh, this is an actual NPC, and them talking to me is very cinematic, and I went and did the mission and I got paid. By the way, those NPC given missions give you a lot of money.
Yeah.
Like delivery missions you just accept in the contract manager, like maybe 500 credits. I did one mission for Rekka and she gave me 2,500 credits.
Wow, that's not bad.
And I was like, all right, I'm going to go do another Greco mission. And the second one was broken. But the really cool part about going up to her a second time is she didn't greet me with, oh, hey, how's it going? She was like, oh, hey, you're back. I didn't expect you back so soon. And I was like, she remembers me. That's cool. Even though I really don't think that's like a huge thing. But
that's the thought of the reputation system.
Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, I had some really buggy experiences with cargo, where I went to I went and confirmed that a guy died at one of the derelict sites, and I found a bunch of cargo floating in space, tried to put it in my constellation, and when I went to Quantum somewhere, my ship blew up in the middle of Quantum.
Nice.
I don't know what would have caused that. I was in Quantum, so maybe I hit an asteroid going 0.6, the speed of light.
Those competitions isn't like crop dusting.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know.
My theory is that the cargo boxes started like rattling around inside your ship and just like punched a hole in the hull.
Yeah.
Well, I thought, because we had the EVA to grab the boxes, I thought the most efficient way is to open the cargo hold on the Connie, put them all in the cargo hold, and then lift the cargo hold up. And I did that, but when I lifted the cargo hold up, the boxes just stayed in place, and the cargo hold just went through them and left them in space. So, yeah.
That sounds all right.
Yeah, so I've still not fully experienced cargo gameplay yet.
So I'm just going to start off the drinking game and play one right now. Alpha.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
Yep.
so Fast Cart, you've played it a bit now too, right?
Yeah, I played a bit. I started with 3. Let me start off. I haven't played since 2016. I've been going to the Hangar module for the past, couple of years because I just want to see the new stuff as they come out. So I started in 3.3.5, and I just went to Olisar and did some. Not didn't do any missions or anything, but I went to Olisar for the first time and went to my friend took me to Stellan and one of the other moons. I forget which one, but
Right.
we drove around on our buggies and speeder bikes and everything, and had fun. And then 3.3.6 dropped soon after that, and then they had the Hurston. Actually, I wish they would have made it the IAE East. That way I wouldn't have to travel so far because I live in Boston. I'm on the East Coast. So if it were the IAE East, it would have been a quicker trip.
Yeah, see, my question is they call it IEA or IAE West, right?
Yeah.
But where is IAE East? Is because Louisville's the only city.
There's IAE Prime, which is somewhere I forget. It's in the lore, but I forget where.
Oh, really? Because I was gonna say
there's a Prime one, and there's the West one.
Actually,
But Flint, if it took place on another planet,
thank you.
Flint, if the East one took place on another planet, why are they calling it East? Because there is no West and East in space.
Because humans are stupid.
That I can agree with.
So I made the pilgrimage to Louisville as one does, just like Erris did, but I had to get the help of Miss Hart and Nitro because I had never done quantum jump before, and hi, thanks for the sub. So I never done quantum jump, and I was like,
Thank you, Carmen.
And so I finally managed to do that, and you're lucky it took you like an hour. It took me like an hour and a half or almost 2 hours. Then I had to figure out how to land. Then I had to figure out how to open the communications for the for Louisville to request landing. Because I thought I was on Louisville when I landed, but I was just on top of the hangar bay. The one that opened up.
Yeah, with every landing area, you have to call for them to either open the hangar doors or allow you to land, or else you're obstructing a landing zone. And if they have to store your ship, it'll give you a crime stat.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that, but I never got one. Thankfully.
Well, I think it was because you were trying to land on the hangar while it was closed. So I don't think it was really considering it obstruction of a landing zone. They're just like, what is this guy doing?
So yeah, I figured out how to land, and then I was in Louisville, and I managed to see every day of the event. And it was kind of disappointing to me. Not disappointing. Let me put it this way. Let me explain. On the annual day, I was looking at ships and not realizing what ship I was looking at. Like I saw the F8 Lightning, and I did not know that was the F8 Lightning. If I had known, I would have been more excited to see it.
Right.
But I just saw it. I was like, "Oh, that's an interesting ship." And then I went away.
By the way, if you think about it, the F8 that they had on display is the military one and not the few civilian ones that the military sold or whatever. So that thing had so many guns on it.
I didn't even notice that. I just saw that's stuff I don't know.
I didn't notice it either until I was watching a YouTube video where they were going over it. And yeah.
So it happened a couple of times. I forgot the other ship that I didn't notice, but it was one of the probably the Aegis something or something.
Right.
But there's a couple of times that happened because I mean they just had a ship on display, and if you can hold F and highlight it, but it doesn't say what the ship is.
Right.
Sorry, just real quick. My favorite thing about the expo is that during the Anvil Day, I mean I've flown a Terrapin before, but like the Terrapin was there, and it was the first ship that I realized that you could open the door and go inside of it, even though it was an expo display.
The expo?
Yeah.
Nice.
Actually, all the ships, if you got close enough, it would get rid of the rent prompt, and it would allow you to interact with it normally.
Oh, because I thought people were transforming the Reliant and other ship and the Zero Scout, but I didn't figure out how they were doing that. Like I thought they were interacting with the logo display beside each ship or something.
But my favorite thing is like Anvil first day. I was like, I'll go in there, kind of role playing a little bit. So I took my armor off and I was just wearing my civilian clothes. And I was wandering around the expo and I was like, I'm gonna go in the Terrapin. And I opened the door and I walked in and I'm like looking around and all of a sudden I hear. All of the ships that you could enter in the expo were vacuum inside.
Yes, I did that on the Caterpillar.
Yeah. And you suffocate inside of them.
Yeah. So I would try to go from one end of the Caterpillar to the other, and I heard myself suffocating. But they had the door to the outside, so you can look inside the Caterpillar. So I went to the edge of the platform, and my character could breathe. Then I went back in, go to the other module, and repeated that until I got to the front.
Nice.
That and when the Eclipse was on display, my favorite thing was learning that when you exit the cockpit on the Eclipse, you parkour roll out of it.
Oh, nice.
You don't use the ladder. You just jump off and do a somersault.
Oh, good. Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
pretty cool.
as you do, right?
Yep. I mean, if I could exit every ship like that, I would.
That's fair.
So I was at the expo every day, and I saw all the ships, and I took a screenshot for most of the day. My screenshot weren't that good compared to Hasaga. He took some excellent screenshots and posted it on the hub. I should link that when I finish talking. But yeah, I had fun. And on Friday, I was waiting for Mist Day to buy a ship, and I had a 20% off discount coupon from being a subscriber, and I was gonna melt my Phoenix, so I'm gonna have at least 350 in credit. So because I had so many discounts and $0 CCUs, like I had a freelancer miss to a Super Hornet $0 CCU, and the Super Hornet is now 180, but the miss is still 165, so that's $15 off of whatever I CCU to. So I wound up saving over $165 just in $0 CCU.
Nice.
Oh wow, that's cool.
I got a Super Hornet. I got an Aquila, and I have one half of an Endeavor.
Nice.
Half of an Endeavor. Nice.
Yeah, because I got some of the modules. I got a couple of modules instead of buying the whole Endeavor like I planned. I have half an Endeavor, but I have 2 modules.
I cannot wait for the Endeavor. Okay.
I can't either because that's the biggest ship I own.
Me as well. It's the biggest ship.
I didn't realize how big Endeavor was until I saw that new ship comparison I posted.
Yeah, I don't know if it was before or after the Idris size increase, but it's the same length as the Idris.
Yep. Who'd we
lose? We lost the fast cart.
We lost the fast cart, and all the videos are. What can I do to fix that? Not much. Let's hope the fast cart. Fast cart's back. Okay. Phew.
That was my bad because I hit join a different channel instead of clicking the channel text.
How dare you?
I've done that before.
Okay. Nakara, you played some?
I sure did. Yesterday. For a couple hours. So I sent you some screenshots. You can throw them up if you want.
I can try.
But if you feel like it. So I played a little bit in 335, but I was still... I have a kind of a persistent issue where my game loves to crash to desktop. Usually after about 20 minutes. In 336 yesterday, I played for several, like 2.5 hours, I think, and I didn't crash once, which is nice. So I did like you. I spawned in Olisar, and I went and jumped in my Prospector, and off I flew to Hurston. And as soon as I engaged Quantum, I watched a hockey game for a while.
Yeah.
And we actually have an article coming up pretty soon. A particular, but I got to Hurston and I went down to the planet and I looked all over the place. I just wanted to fly around a bit. It's even hard to like effectively cover much of the surface to like fly over. You just like I'm in this one little spot on the planet. But got to see a bunch of the biomes that were scattered all over the place. But soon realized that I wasn't really having any luck finding any mineable resources on Hurston, which makes sense. So I said, screw it, and I left Hurston for Ida. And Ida's pretty cool. It's a little tiny moon. After being at Hurston, you go to Ida, and you're like, my God. It's like a little rock. And it has, like, no gravity. So I went down to the surface of Ida. I mined a hold full of diamond and tungsten. And then I flew to one of the rest stops. Because I hadn't actually seen a rest stop in game yet. That was really cool. For those who don't know, they've placed them at the Lagrange points for the planets.
Okay.
So you can actually see the Lagrange points on the map, and each one is supposed to have a rest stop. So I went to the rest stop, but I landed and everything. I found that I couldn't sell my cargo. I couldn't sell my mined cargo there.
I've also heard that the admin offices. I've also heard that the admin offices in all the rest stops are vacuum as well.
Really?
That one wasn't for me. I didn't actually run into that problem. Okay. But I had my helmet on. I had my helmet on though, so
you probably weren't helmet.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have known. Although it would have been really funny if I walked in there and all the NPCs were dead on the floor.
Like people have been finding in Lorville.
Oh,
yeah, just about that. Just about that. Depending on what server you're on, the NPCs were acting really weird. They were like congregate in just one room, or there'd be no NPCs whatsoever.
That happened to me when I got to the rest stop. But I walked into the room and they were all hovering in midair, and then they snapped onto the floor and started walking around.
That happened to me. I thought it was my crappy PC. There was actually a really funny story with that. I was playing with my cousin because he's been watching me play it and has been really interested. And I'm like, well, we can free fly, so I got him to make an account so we could do the free fly. And we got in my Valkyrie, and I flew us to Lorville. And I was trying to do a really fast, fancy fast landing into the hangar, which is go 100 meters per second at the hangar, and then decouple in landing mode, and then brake right before you hit the ground. And I didn't center it on the hangar right, so the tail end of the Valkyrie just clipped to the edge of the hangar, and the ship just disappeared. And we spawned back at we spawned back at Olisar, and it gave me 4 out of the 5 crime stats. And so we went all the way back. We went all the way back to Lorville, and I remember in 3.3 if you had crime stat, the security at the different areas would shoot at you because you have a crime stat, but because it was a
an armistice zone, they actually didn't do any damage to you. They would just shoot at you. And so we land at Lorville, and we get out of the ship, and I start walking to the elevator, and all of a sudden one of the guards shoots at me, and I'm like, watch this, I can't die. And the guard shoots me, and I die. And I'm like, what? But luckily I woke up in one of the beds at Lorville, so it was okay.
That's good. That's good. After I go ahead.
I want to move us on to look at some of the stuff that was shown during the week soon. So
okay, can I wrap up my experience very quickly? Okay. Basically, after that, I went, well, shit, I can't sell any of my cargo here. So I left and I went to Lorville because I thought, surely you can sell mined materials in Lorville, right?
Surely.
So I got to Lorville and I landed very, very carefully because I'd heard that the we will shoot you at least provocation thing was pretty intense, like the no-fly zone.
Right.
So I very carefully landed out and got permission and all that stuff. But lo and behold, I couldn't sell my mine materials there either. So I have a prospector full of diamond and tungsten just sort of sitting there. But yeah, that was basically the end of my... Oh, and I also, as I walked in, the security was on like a super high alert, and they were just like firing down the hallway at somebody, and it's just like, okay. All right, it seems safe.
I
right.
like walking into the room and just hearing all of the guards just reloading their guns over and over again.
Love it.
Hey, imagine what happens when you're a person of color.
Oh man. Oh boy.
So
not gonna touch that one.
No, I'm not either. We're gonna move on and watch the Arrow commercial. Because the Arrow came out, it was shown off in the last week-ish. So I want to start off by saying that this is the Anvil Arrow.
Yes.
And it does seem to have at least some style influence from the Avro Arrow, which is a Canadian icon. So it makes me happy. That's all. Look it up, the Avro Arrow. It was an awesome ship.
Plane. Yeah, I watched this trailer several times because I love it.
Yeah, it's great.
But I love it even more when somebody posted on Reddit the clip where the arrow drifts around the asteroid, and right before that they played the like anime clip of the guy like smashing his brakes and shifting from Initial D, and then it shows the arrow drifting around. And then the Deja Vu song just starts playing in my head. Yeah. And I love this commercial. It's great.
I really like it, but it also reminds me way too much of the Cutlass commercial, of the whole just pulling maneuver and getting behind and destroy. Like, it's...
Are you sure that's not because it blows up to Cutlasses?
What you really want to see is the Picard maneuver, right?
Maybe.
Yes.
I don't know. It reminded me of that. Okay, what else do we have? There's a lot. So I'm let's see what we got here.
Hey,
I watched all of the videos, and it is not an insignificant amount of time, I'll tell you.
Yeah. There was an awful lot this week, and the one thing that can be said really readily is that Star Citizen may still be a pretty broken game.
Yep.
But it's alpha. Beautiful.
Yeah, sure is.
I have taken so many screenshots since 3.3 has dropped.
Yeah.
So absolutely. Many. I took tons yesterday. But this is kind of what came to mind in my brain, because I always knew this was going to happen. In my brain, 3.3.5/6 is like the shock and awe patch. We get ridiculous amounts of content, and then the next like 2 patches will be fixing it.
Yeah. That's what's happened with every single Star Citizen patch to date. It's, hey, look, this patch has stuff. Now we have to make the stuff work.
Especially all the really big patches.
Yeah.
They're all like, we got it in. Now let's make it work properly. And to be fair, it actually works kind of most of the time. It's just you see bugs all over the place. Like I went and talked to Clovis Darneely, and he's an amazing character, and his facial animations are incredible. And he was sitting inside his desk, and his arms were clipping through the desk as he, talked to me. So like that. Yeah,
I was almost sad because I went and found him. I kind of just found him exploring Lorville, and I walked right up to him, and immediately, he took control of my field of view, and he was like, "Hey, what do you need?" And I was like, "Oh, I didn't realize I could talk to you without a contract." And he was like, one of the options was looking for work, and I clicked on it, and he goes, "No, I don't have anything right now." I'm like, okay.
Oh, are you sure?
And then he coughed in my face, and then I walked away.
That sounds about right.
I'm just gonna run through these videos as we talk because there's so many, and we gotta. Actually, has anyone asked any questions? No.
Oh, yeah. Have you put up the
questions? Need to be asked. Come on.
I have. It's there. Ask us some questions. Okay, where are we? Anvil, Arrow, Hornets, Terrapin. So actually, no. Let's talk about the most wanted ship in the game, the Carrick.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Yep.
that depends on the person.
No, it's Jared. It's Jared's favorite ship. Therefore, it's all of our favorite.
It's Disco's favorite ship, voted on by the community, not him. He doesn't get it. He doesn't.
I was gonna say it's our favorite ship because it's Jared's favorite ship, but it's Jared's favorite ship because it's our favorite ship.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's how it worked.
By the way, I'm not trying to make fun of him or anything, but that first video, I was trying to looking at Jared Huckabee, and I'm like, what? It didn't something. I knew something was off, and he said it himself. The last day for makeup Jared.
Yeah, yeah, makeup Jared was not great.
Somebody made a good point where.
I don't think he needed makeup.
He doesn't. No, it would have been less strange if everyone else had been make-upped as well. But it was only makeup Jared. It's like makeup Jared and everyone else is fine.
So obvious.
It was
somebody made a.
I did notice makeup Jared too, but it wasn't half as bad as makeup Jared.
Well, yeah, but
somebody mentioned that Jared looked like he had been scanned into the game.
He doesn't have a beard now,
maybe.
So maybe he has been.
Yeah, maybe.
So Azrael, personally, I don't like the Carrick. You know what? I don't either.
I don't either.
I don't.
You are all traitors. Why do you not like the Carrick? It's the best ship in the game. Like
I'm an Anvil fanboy too. So
it's a
times 1,000
elongated TIE Fighter ripoff.
No,
that's
it's
a
not.
good way of putting it.
For me, so
look
I
at
decided.
Look at the little things on the side. They're straight off a TIE Fighter.
So every ship with wings is a TIE Fighter?
No, it's not, it doesn't have wings. It has panels. Sorry, it's probably a TIE Bomber. I'm sure I'm getting it wrong, but look at it. When it comes around again, they're TIE wings.
It's just a TIE Bomber with an erection. That's all it is.
No, I don't. It's no.
Yeah.
Best ship in the game.
Hurricane.
But I was saying that it's too much ship for me, so I'm not interested in a Carrick. Like I'm interested in exploring, but that's why I got the instead of the Carrick.
Nighthawk is right. It's Darth Maul's ship.
Oh yeah,
it's Darth Maul's ship.
That's so true. I mean, I liked my TIE Bomber with an erection better, but. But no, I agree with Guns and Grenades.
I am intensely disappointed with all of you.
Okay, so
never mind. I don't agree with him. I read it wrong.
Quickly, Anvil. Favorite Anvil ship from everyone. Go.
Valkyrie.
I'm assuming it's Carrick.
The goddamn Carrick.
Okay, you're wrong. Fast Cart.
Super Hornet.
Nitro.
Valkyrie. I've had so much fun with that ship, and it's a Terrapin on steroids.
The Terrapin's the best ship.
The Terrapin is a fun ship, but the Valkyrie is a Terrapin on steroids.
You're all wrong.
So it's clearly better.
the Arrow is the best of them because it's based on a Canadian thing, so it wins.
I need to test it, but I wanted to try and see if I could fit an arrow in my Valkyrie.
That'd be good. Okay, that's Anvil. Wait,
I love the discussion around the Carrack during the episode. It was hilarious. They're like, well, we made the exterior of the ship years ago, so then we made the interior of the ship, and the interior of the ship was 40% larger than the exterior of the ship.
It was a problem.
So then we tried to fit it around the interior, but then it was 170 meters long. So then we made it smaller again. It's like,
that would have almost made.
Oh my god!
That would have been almost Idris size, wouldn't it?
More, I guess that's bigger than the Idris, actually.
Okay,
I thought the Idris was like 200 meters.
Let's move on to a real ship.
What?
No.
The Orion.
Oh, the Orion.
All right, yeah, that's a big ship.
Well, and it's not built yet, so we know it's going to get like 50 times.
Yeah, I gotta say, you can't really judge.
Damn.
Well, it's already like 150% bigger than it was when it first went out to concept.
It's gonna.
Didn't they say that they made it bigger than it shrunk it?
Huge.
No, that was the Carrack.
That was the Carrack.
They made the Carrack bigger, and
they haven't. I don't think they've shrunk the Orion. The problem with the Orion is they need to fit, and because they're CIG and they're literally insane, they're gonna have to fit like actual refining machinery inside the body of the ship, with also crew quarters and like
all the mining equipment, and the storage, and the mining storage.
Everything's gonna be micro-sized by then, so they don't need a lot of space.
The Orion is going to make the Reclaimer look less intimidating.
It will.
Yes.
Like
not intimidating, but it will be. That will be look at how terrifying that ship looks on the front end.
Oh yeah,
it'll just eat you.
I want to see a Reclaimer wielding an Orion as a sword.
Like with the lasers firing out the end, so it's kind of like a lightsaber.
I don't think I've ever wanted something so badly now.
I'm carrying it in its claw with the lasers going off.
I would pay a lot of money to see that.
Don't make me meme you. Don't make me gif you again.
Do it. You know that is something that you want to see. Everyone now wants to see that. I am a genius.
That would be amazing.
Well, I mean, I already talked about the fact that I wanted to see if we could pick up cyclones with the Reclaimer and then spin the ship and like catapult them and see how far we could launch the cyclones. But now I just want to see it wielding an Orion.
Yeah, because that's the greatest idea you've ever heard. I know. You're welcome.
It's gonna be like those like anime like giant swords though, where the sword's 3 times the size of the person holding it.
Okay, so RSI has nothing else of consequence. Let's move on to the next.
Yeah, I like my favorite ship to the RSI are the Aquila, and the Phoenix is the close second.
I do love the Aquila.
We also found out that there are nearly 400,000 Auroras in the game.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we did.
Right?
Yeah.
That's a lot of Auroras.
That's a lot of ships flying to the sun.
Okay,
a lot of school buses.
This is another one that's really important for us to talk about, actually. I'm not even sure which video to start with, but let's go here, maybe? The new 300i.
Oh, yeah. I love it.
I like it. I think it's pretty obvious it's not done yet.
No, but I like that they changed the back thruster and made it more reminiscent of the 600, right? That it's a much sleeker, more professional looking ship, right?
It looks a lot more like the 600.
Yeah.
Like you can see the style now. And I actually I like that they fixed it too, because it was broken. Like it didn't work as a ship before. Now they have the cargo elevator. Now they have the actual bed. Not this luxury ship with a fold-out frickin' bed.
Yeah,
which didn't make any sense.
Can I mention something?
Yep.
Yeah.
I when I did my whole big purchase thing, I went from a beta, the Mustang beta, to the Avenger Titan. I'm not a fan of the new beta. I mean, it's not bad. I don't hate it or anything, but I like the other one better.
Right.
And the Titan has cargo, and the home face seems more to my liking. So that's what I did.
I really can't wait for some of the Avenger variants because I love that ship. I love that ship. But I'm also like seeing what they've done with the 300i here. I'm also really pleased to have a 315p. Because, and
it'd be
this
awesome.
This is old stuff, but the new 300, it looks really good. I really like how it looks. It doesn't really look so much like a spaceship as like a...
It looks like a shuttle.
I can buy it as a spaceship.
I mean, it does, but it
looks less like a plane.
It looks like that. The old one almost looks RSI like. It's got like things and there's panel. It's just there's stuff everywhere. Like look.
It looks less utilitarian. Even though it still is.
It's still utilitarian, but it's sleek. Like it's like someone looked at it and was like, okay, no, let's make this look good, right?
You can also, I mean, from a more practical perspective, you can also tell right off the hop that it's going to cost a lot less to render in the game.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
because there's less little shit all over the place.
Yeah.
Yep. I love the windshield that goes all the way back because instantly I look at it and I'm like, oh, Tesla. Yep, Tesla.
Yeah.
It's like a
so a couple other things I wanted to touch on with this. They mentioned that 3 of the 300s are in the top list for ships.
Yeah.
So
probably the 350p.
I think it was like the 300i, the 350r, the 315p. I think, but I can't remember for sure. The other thing I wanted to mention is that you showed a clip of it, but I'm really excited that they've pushed back the 300 series so that it can be the first one to have the new vehicle, the new ship customizer, where you can change the colors and everything.
Yeah,
that's what I mentioned.
That's going to be super awesome.
Was that for the 300 series or the 100 series?
The 300 series.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, I mean, I know that there isn't much to speculate on, but with that, they talked about the fact that they want to make it to where you can customize your ships to be what you want them to be before you buy them. Like color, loadout, yada yada. Do you think it'll be relatively easy to backwards compatible with that with stuff people have already bought?
I don't know.
Because
probably it'll be like a free.
I think so.
Yeah, because I was thinking about it and I was like, maybe they'll give people like a token system for every ship that they bought, and they can go and spend a token to repaint it.
I still want a Mustang Omega, but if I can't get a Mustang Omega, getting a red Gamma would be the next best thing.
So this is something that I really hope that they do. The old 300 model is in game and it works with almost all of the systems. And I really hope that they do. Yes, they'll put out the new ones and everyone gets the new one. But I hope that they do a little bit of work on the old ones at some point and put them into game as like it's a decade earlier, right? It's not the 2948 300i. This is the 2930 Origin series, right? And it's still in game and you can go and get them and they're more expensive, or like they're
less expensive. Maybe they're hunks of junk.
Yeah. Maybe they are. Maybe it's like, you could get a used, Origin 300i from the 2938 models for the same price as an Aurora.
I want to go to that. I want to go to like the backwoods freaking planet and have like the used ship dealership on the surface. And they're just like all laid out in like a freaking sand dune, and you can walk up to this rusty pile of crap.
I wanted to be like,
can I get the old Mustang Beta back?
Yes, but I want there to be like further out planets that are kind of like Cuba, because you go to Cuba and they've got cars from like the 50s and 60s,
Yeah.
because those are the cars they have and they've kept them up, right? And I want you to go somewhere in the verse and they've just got ancient ships. Right?
Yeah, like the car said, I want to go to a planet, but instead of like a dealership, it's a bunch of people just racing like old dinged up 350Rs
Yes.
that have like the dual engine in the back, and like their wings are like half missing, and like they're all painted different rust colors. And...
Can you imagine like buying a used car and
Also-
it's
Yeah, sorry,
missing because like someone forgot to take out the cargo and had like some kind of illegal drugs or something?
Oh yeah, right, yeah.
Yep.
Also, the 85X is
Look at
definitely sexy.
that Avenger.
Yeah. The new Avenger is amazing.
I bought this old Mustang. You'll never figure out what I found in the trunk.
The new Avenger looks so good.
Yep.
It also looks huge. Like that is.
I had a friend who was trying to convince me to buy the Titan Renegade instead of just normal Titan. I'm like,
It's
for
like
$25. No, that's
it's like twice the size of the old Avenger.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've unanimously heard. Yeah, that I swear to officer, I'm not drunk. That the Avenger Titan is probably one of the best starter ships to have.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it can do so many of the different things.
Yeah.
Because you can do cargo, cargo weapons, so you can defend yourself and you can haul a large amount of cargo. Like I've seen people on Reddit say that they've been able to get like 12,000 credit cargo runs in their Titan.
Yep.
Really?
So,
It's a great starter ship.
Yep.
No,
it's
this
no.
not. The
Oh,
Hammerhead.
the Hammerhead.
what are you talking about?
The
That's all I own.
My God.
I really don't like it.
I love it. I love that it exists.
It's not my
still
thing.
hate it. I've never liked the Hammerhead.
I don't hate it, but it's not my thing.
I don't know why, but my brain, I love it, but I don't like the fact that players can own it. Because it seems so
Unbridled
military.
aggression.
Yeah.
I don't
It's like, why is...
it's part of a well-regulated militia, man.
Yeah, I guess. True. It still blows my mind. You know, each one of those turrets has more firepower than a Super Hornet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds all right.
I don't like how far out they are.
Can you imagine how much ammo?
That's what makes it actually effective.
I know.
Can you imagine how much the ammo costs for that thing?
Oh,
Well,
Oh yeah, I think I said this a couple of weeks ago somewhere else, but somebody during PTU equipped a Hammerhead with all Gatling guns,
oh God.
and like each Gatling gun's like what 6,000 UEC apiece. So add that up however much, and then they went and did a mission, and it was a few million UEC to restock the ammo.
Yeah.
So you know, you gotta pull up to like a neighborhood and ask, can I put my ammo on layaway, please?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I actually really like that it's gonna be ridiculous to like run one. Yeah.
I'll admit, I really love the bridge on the Hammerhead.
You know what? This is a ship that hasn't. So the not the Vanguard, but the
Tally.
the Tally.
Yeah, Tally.
It hasn't changed
It needs some love.
since it came out. It was one of the first ships. It and the
It
Gladiator.
was one of my favorite ships.
They haven't.
I think Seiji's forgotten the Gladiator exists.
I think they have. Because I really like the Gladiator and I really like the Tally, and both of them seem to have just been.
To be fair, though, they came out with the Eclipse, and that thing is sweet.
I agree with Flint on that part. It shouldn't change the several hundred-year-old design, but then it just needs a bit of a spruce.
It needs a pass. It needs a pass.
It doesn't
from one
need
of
a
from one of the new artists, or like not new artists, but like it just needs. It needs.
They have
Yeah,
80. They have 80 ships. Some of them are going to fall to the wayside.
Yeah, but I don't want the ones that I like to fall to the wayside.
Like it doesn't need like a rework. It just needs like maybe a weapon loadout pass to maybe like maybe the turrets can have bigger guns now.
Or maybe the turret can wield a retaliator as no.
But I also think that maybe they could go over with like a materials pass and update it with some of the really nice like physically based rendering materials that they have.
Ship in the game.
Yes.
For the best ship in the game.
Merchantman.
I like how you all just like skipped right over the Vanguard.
Because who cares?
The what?
Yeah, exactly.
Who cares?
I like that they actually admitted that the Vanguard needs some work.
It needs a lot of work. It doesn't fit anywhere right now. There's just
it worked really well as a concept, and then in game the execution was
bad. But you know what's execution wasn't bad? The Reclaimer, because the Reclaimer is the best ship in the game.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
And I cannot wait until we can actually salvage stuff with it. I'm so excited.
I'm going to tell you a true story. On that day, I went to the Idris Pavilion, and y'all had that that moment. And you get closer to it, and you say, "That's the landing pad, the landing thing."
Yeah.
I'm like the landing strut. I'm like, that's how big it is, and you say, "That's the weapon."
Yep.
And then I went to the next floor, and that's where the Reclaimer was. I'm like, the Reclaimer, to me, is actually more intimidating than the Idris.
Oh, yeah.
It is. The Reclaimer, a salvage ship, is the most intimidating game, or most intimidating ship in the entire game.
I need more Aegis ships
better than Garbage Woman. Not because of her or the writing, but because that ship is... I don't have to do anything to make it intimidating. I just have to say, a Reclaimer appeared. And you're like, well, shit.
No, I need more Aegis ships that have legs.
Yes.
For engines and landing gear.
And arms.
Because that is my favorite feature, yeah. Yeah, just give me, Aegis, please just make a mech already. That'd be great, thanks.
So if anyone has noticed, we're continuing with the ship looks because no one's asked any questions. So
can we hold on a second?
Yeah.
I need to highlight a comment in chat because it was amazing.
Where's that?
It was a while ago.
Oh, sorry.
Nighthawk Zale said, it's the latest ship update in Star Citizen. Combiner ships, Hammerhead for a head, Javelin for the body, Reclaimers for arms, Carrick for legs, and an Orion beam saber.
No, it's Power Rangers. They all come together and form Zoltron.
Wrong IP. You're thinking Voltron.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Voltron.
See, each manufacturer needs to have their own mech that is made out of their all their ships.
Totally.
And Tumbril is just Transformers.
Can you imagine if all the Origin ships could come together? What would they form? Some kind of...
I don't know, but it would definitely involve flowers.
Yes.
Or a piano.
Yes. Okay, what do we got? We're on to Drake. Drake. I mean, we didn't really see anything from Drake.
Drake would be that one Transformer that has a hook for a hand.
But the hook falls off.
Yeah, exactly.
My favorite Drake ship is still the Dragonfly. I'm not really a fan of anything else in that thing.
I don't own one anymore, but I still have a place in my heart for the Buccaneer. It's a cool little fighter.
It is a cool little fighter. I do like that they're just like... okay, for a couple of things I wanted to comment on. First of all, stepping back a bit, I actually think I know what room it was, but the set they had for the discussions about the ships was awesome. I'm pretty sure they just like retrofitted the like cafeteria at LA. but it looked amazing.
Yeah.
Secondly, I love that they were talking about Drake, and they're just like, yeah, their ships are dangerous. Not to other people, to the people who own them.
Right.
But the thing that I think Drake, to this point, is missing is, in my opinion, something like a Buccaneer should be less expensive than an Aurora. It should also break constantly. And those are two things that are missing in the game right now. Like, Drake has a spot, and it should have a spot in everyone's heart. It's kind of like a Ford Focus. It's the piece of shit that everyone has to own. But it's not yet, right? Like, we all already own all of our ships.
I think the problem.
All my ships.
I think the problem with like the Drake durability thing is, for one, the Buccaneer should, most of the price of the Buccaneer should be its loadout, because it has like 5 weapons.
Yes.
And one of them is like a size 4 or something like
it's
that.
It's supposed to be rockets attached to weapons. Go.
Yeah,
Right.
which it is. Yeah.
It is, but I think the fact is that a lot of the weapon damage in ship like dogfighting is broken, because I attached 4 Gatling guns to my arrow, and I went and shot at a pirate for 5 minutes until he finally exploded, and then I put 3 size 4 Panther repeaters on my arrow, and I blew the same pirate up in like 2 seconds. And so the Buccaneer, depending on who's flying it, what server you're on, how bad the lag is, how good their aiming is, the Buccaneer sure lasts longer than it should. But you tap it on the side of the landing pad and its wing falls off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think Drake has its durability down. They just need to work on dogfighting like problems that are currently rampant, along with missions and bugs.
I'm guessing we'll see that all pretty much. I'm guessing, not 100%, but I'm guessing we'll see it all hammered out pretty much by the time Squadron comes out.
Yeah.
Because it'll pretty much have to be done by then.
Also, I hate this ship.
I really love it.
If
You love
it
every
wasn't,
ship.
I do not, actually. There's a lot of ships I really dislike. This one is not one of them. It's so ludicrous that I love it.
Yeah, so a quick question. Where do you get the Panther, or size 4 Panther right now?
I took them off my saber.
The Saber. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to know.
Yeah, I could fit 3 of my size 4s or size 3s from my
You know
saber
what
on
ship
the
I'm
arrow.
actually really disappointed in right now? The Saber Raven.
Why is that?
Yeah,
It's the best ship ever after the Kirk.
if you look at it beside other sabers, though, it doesn't look like it should belong in the same family.
No,
The design, like the Saber Raven, is very smooth and elegant.
it's not
And
like
then-
the others.
Yeah,
One of these things.
I totally agree.
That's probably the other ship that I was looking at that I didn't really know what it was because I couldn't
Yeah.
render or highlight it.
I'm just staring at the Carrack at the moment. I'm sorry. I really like the Carrack, and if I had enough things to melt to be able to afford one, I would have gotten one.
Thank you, random. Yeah. Thank you, people who give me ships, because that's why I have a carrot.
Yeah.
Yay. Yeah, I am $175 short of an Endeavor. So close.
Oh, man.
Okay.
The Endeavor is Star Citizen. That ship will be done when the game is done.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
There are, again, I've gone over this numerous times, but my favorite ships in Star Citizen are the Freelancer, because it was the first of the first announced ships that was like, okay, there's going to be more to this game than just fighting. Right? It was the first of the first announced ships that was, okay, like cargo and trade matter. And I was interested.
Oh wait,
And then-
did I say did I say Carrack a minute ago?
Yeah, you did.
Mm-hmm.
I meant Kraken. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
No, you said correct.
It's
No.
a Carrack.
No, I meant
It's
Kraken.
like this like Twitch now. Every time you say favorite ship, it has to be Carrack.
Then it
Yeah.
changed. Then it was Reclaimer, because the Reclaimer was the first ship to really show, okay,
Yep.
we're going to be doing more beyond just cargo runs and fighting. We're going to have like jobs in the verse. And then it was the Endeavor, because the Endeavor just showed.
Sorry, no.
I just Endeavor. Okay.
Okay. Let's take a Central Kai.
The Santa Claus.
Yeah, let's talk Santa Claus. It's beginning to look a lot like
Jean Miss.
Gian.
Yeah, sure is.
A lot like Gian.
Okay, my favorite part of this entire episode that they put out was Sherry Heiberg explaining why they chose the name Aopoa.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And apparently it means nothing in Xi'an. They just chose it because they thought it was a name humans would like.
Yeah.
And you know what? It worked.
And to be fair, I do like the name.
So do I.
What do we think of the Santa Claus?
I would like it if it was $100 cheaper. I would probably buy it.
It looks like fun. I want to fly it. I didn't get to.
Well, I mean, you saw
You saw
the conspiracy that went around, right?
Yes.
Sure.
The Terrapin was $220, and the Santa Claus is made by Turtle People, so they made the new Turtle People ship $220.
Yeah.
Because you got to keep the whole turtle thing going.
Yeah,
I don't really get it. The one that I saw a lot of people complaining about was the Scout. The Xi'an Scout is still crap in game, and now there's another alien ship. I mean, this one's not in game yet, right?
No.
And I think they actually, and this is one thing that I wanted to comment a couple of times on people's like long tweet threads where they're like, everything's broken and everything is terrible. I mean, it's still an alpha, and they have actually said that they haven't put that much work into the alien ships because they're still working on finishing out the human ships. So yeah, the Scout isn't great yet, but look at any of the other ships, like the 300 spent how many years as the 300 before they redid it? They'll redo the Scout before like just have patience, you goddamn impatient bastards. It's one of those stupid virtue things that you should just have. Accept that it's an alpha, stop bitching, and if you don't like it, don't spend money on it.
Erris, remember the conversation about the Retaliator and the Gladiator?
No, I have no memory. It's gone. Sorry.
I just want to mention that Shady Face brought up a good point. The San Tak Yai, or the Sty Fighter.
No, because the one that looks like a TIE fighter is the Carrack.
No.
Okay.
No, we went over that fact. It looks like what's his face's ship? Darth Maul.
Yeah.
I thought you said you had no memory.
I don't. Actually, I've got a perfect memory. I just sometimes don't.
He has selective memory. That's what it
so there is something.
There
is a ship clearly missing in this, list of exotic ships.
Oh, the crab ship.
The Merchantman.
The Merchantman.
The Merchantman, we didn't see anything, but they were talking about it. They have to finish a Defender before they do the Merchantman.
Yeah, the Defender was on screen. That's why I guessed the crab ship.
I'm absolutely fine with that as a Merchantman fan. Like, get the kinks out of it and work on the Defender first, and then work on the Merchantman and make it the best.
Exactly that. That's right there, Fastcart. That's something that I don't understand why a lot of people want their ships immediately, because I really wish that they hadn't finished the Freelancer and the Freelancer wasn't going to come out for another year, because then I'd know that the Freelancer would actually be a good ship instead of the trash that we've gotten.
But guess what?
It's not
coming
trash.
out next month. The variants, anyway.
I have absolutely no faith that they're going to do the variants right. None.
They look okay from the outside,
but it's the inside that matters. You need to see it from the inside.
It's the inside that counts.
Speaking of Misk, let's move on to Misk.
The best manufacturer.
Endeavor. I did not realize how big the Endeavor. I may have said it earlier. I did not realize how big it was.
It's
huge. It's gonna be so big. The thing is, the freelance.
I never realized the variety of ships that Misk made.
Yep.
Right.
Like, I knew it in the back of my head, but during their little discussion, they're like, "Yeah, we have cargo, we have mining, we have racing," and I'm like, "Oh wow, yeah, they do, don't they?"
Well, their problem was they looked at all the manufacturers and they were like, "Okay, Aegis is combat, 300i Origin is luxury, RSI is just what you get out of the back end of a cow."
Utilitarian.
Yeah, it's utilitarian.
If that's what you want to call it, yeah.
Basically, the Phoenix comes out of the back end of a cow.
Sure, yeah. And we only basically they went through all the manufacturers and they were like, we've only really got one manufacturer that makes quality stuff that can be used for trade and like important things. Everything else is a showboat. Misk is like, hey, we do things that actually matter.
Exactly.
Isn't that their slogan?
Well,
Also, I cannot wait for the miss. The miss.
That thing is, it will kill. I mean, once they actually have missiles working perfectly in the game, but it has something like 27 missiles that are ready to fire.
Oh, ready to fire, yeah. And then it has reloads. It's one of the few ships.
It's ridiculous how many missiles that thing has.
I can't wait. Ops chief, I don't know. I don't whine ever.
I'm more of a beer guy anyway.
Me too. The prospector's
hold on,
prospector.
let me get some cheese.
The prospector is fantastic. I love that shot. That shot is so cool with the arm reaching out. Oh,
okay.
Oh yeah, that thing looked like.
You know what? I want to go off on a slight tangent here because Shady Phase says Gray-Headed Gamer was mad that the Max was not at the expo. I really want people to stop getting mad at video games. Well,
it depends what they are, but okay.
Seriously. And I don't actually care what video game it is, whether it's Star Citizen, whether it's Fallout, whether it's Battlefield or Call of Duty or Diablo or goddamn anything.
Well,
I really, really want people to stop getting mad at video games.
Yeah, good luck.
What if they have ridiculous loot boxes?
Don't buy the loot boxes. Guess what? You know what the best way to get rid of loot boxes is? If we stop buying loot boxes.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Okay, so let other people buy loot boxes. Why does it matter?
That's what I do. I just
don't buy them. Just
let
have
other people
fun.
do it.
They're video games. Do you remember when Mario came out and all it was to have fun with?
No. I got one better for you. Remember when you could buy a video game for $60 and you get the whole complete game?
I
that
do.
Was pretty cool.
I bought Fallout 76 for $60, and to me, it's a complete game. Because guess what? I'm not sitting there yelling at it.
I don't know about that, but all right.
Yeah, but I don't consider it a complete game if it had DLC you had to pay for. That's what I was trying to get at. But.
Do you remember Neverwinter Nights?
Mm-hmm.
Neverwinter Nights was amazing, and how it had what, like 4 DLCs that you had to pay for?
Okay.
Yeah. And
DLC is not a problem. If the DLC does something significant, buy it. If it doesn't,
sometimes back then a DLC was an expansion.
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna say, look at World of Warcraft. They've been going for 14 years.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but expansion is different from a DLC in my opinion.
All I'm saying is I want people to stop getting mad at games. The game doesn't show exactly what you wanted. Oh well. Star Citizen didn't put a ship on display.
It's hard though. It's hard though because some people spend a lot of money on games, and if they are terrible, then that's pretty bad.
If I can play the devil's advocate
before it came out.
If I can play the devil's advocate, I think the reason why they're mad that no one, or that they didn't have the Max there, is because they keep showing the model for it in engine, but they didn't even have it there on display, but they had the F8 Lightning and the Hawk on display at the Anvil thing.
Okay, but we get them when?
They had the freaking...
They said that the Hawk is nowhere near done. Yeah, they said that the Hawk is nowhere near done, but the model is at the expo, and yet
but
they've
you have to
shown the
freaking
Max
edit
actually
there,
in game.
and the inside isn't complete.
Yeah, but the inside's complete because they showed us gameplay.
Hawk?
No, you couldn't.
Okay.
You
maybe
couldn't.
that's, maybe
You
that's
couldn't
part
interact
of it.
with it at all.
They can show the outside of the Hawk easily.
Right.
But you'd be
Right.
able to walk inside the Max because
Nitro?
you can walk into ships, right?
Well,
The Hawk
yeah,
is
well, I mean, maybe.
the Hawk
Sorry.
is 72. The Hawk is 72% complete. The Max is 75% complete.
No.
Then that's impressive that they've been showing it in engine flying and stuff like that. Then, because we've seen less from the Hawk.
So maybe
So-
remember they've only been showing the top and the front of the van. So maybe the back and stuff aren't.
But like I said,
knows?
that was I was just being devil's advocate. I could care less.
I don't understand being I can understand being like disappointed. I'm slightly disappointed that the freelancers weren't there. My point is it's not something worth getting angry about.
I agree.
Like
Plus, they're going to be in the game in like 4 weeks.
yeah. It's not it's not okay, that's disappointing. Oh man, I really want to see the Misk. The Miss was my first ship. I really want the Miss. My point is I don't think anyone should be getting angry about a game. Disappointed, fine. Just don't get mad at it. And especially don't yell at other people about it. They're video games. Just
No, if you should get mad at anything, you should be like me and get mad when you pull your gun out when you're playing with somebody who's never played the game before, and you carry the gun so you don't point it at them, and then you go to pull your pistol out, and because you're carrying the gun, the game goes, oh, you're picking something else up while you're carrying this, so it just drops your rifle on the ground, and the person goes and picks it up and won't give it back to you, and then they die and lose it. So that's when you get mad at video games.
well, but that's not mad at video games. That's mad at people. It's like, you know what it is? It's like Dark Souls. Don't get mad because you died in Dark Souls. It's not the video game's problem. It's you.
Yep.
Okay? It's all you.
True.
There we go.
I
There we
forgot to
go.
mention. I forgot to mention my first trip to Lorville. I was in a small ship, and I was trying to figure out how to use quantum. So I thought maybe it's not working because I had to get up to speed. So I got up, went to full speed and tried to do it. But I went outside the armistice zone, and someone started shooting me, and I died.
Oh,
I didn't get,
Yeah.
but I didn't get mad.
back when 3.3 was on PTU, I was trying to set route in my Mobi-Glass, but I was flying away from Port Olisar at a certain speed, and I got out of the armistice zone, and immediately out of the armistice zone, a Drake Cutlass shot me out of the sky.
I don't even know what killed me.
I think
Yeah.
we might not see the hull the hull CDE for a while.
Yeah.
Because they require
There are two big problems with them.
they have tech that is just it's another level of hard to do. The idea
They got
of
the spindles and
ships,
stuff working though, right?
but it's the idea of the ships that expand, right?
Oh, sorry, three
Yeah.
problems with them. Yeah, it's the expansion of the ship and having to have the physics grid expand with it.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they don't know how to do
And
that yet.
Imagine. Speaking of MISC, the Endeavor, the entire front half of the ship is supposed to break off and become
Yep.
its own thing.
Yep.
That's going to be an issue.
Yes, sure will.
It's funny because there are a lot of these ships that they clearly designed, probably with, and some of these ships were earlier. I think they designed some of these without much talk with the design team.
They'll just be like, oh, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, that's probably what they. I mean, remember they figured out procedural planet in
Yeah.
2 months.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Look, they'll be fine. I don't think it's a matter of they don't know how to do these things. It's just that it's work.
Yeah.
You know.
So I was
the other
having a
things that-
discussion at work yesterday with a bunch of programmers because I now work with programmers, which is strange. But they were like, it's not that we can't do the thing, it's that the level of effort is such that we can't do it now. Right? And I think that's something that might be part of a lot of things in Star Citizen. It's not that they can't do it, it's that the level of effort is not justified right now, because quite frankly, we don't need a Hull E in game right now. There's not a big enough verse for it. So the level of effort you'd have to go to get a CD or an E in game is not worth it when there's nothing to do with it in the game.
Yeah. And the other thing that they've talked about recently is that remember, when it's fully loaded with cargo, those ships can't land on the ground.
Yep.
They have to dock to a space station, and they don't have docking in yet. Yep. So they're really, like, you couldn't do anything with that ship. Like, it would just be nothing.
Yep.
Well, so, I mean, I don't want to like theory craft here, but wasn't it also listed that the Erris wouldn't be able to land on planet either?
Originally, well, it went back and forth a whole bunch of times because the Erris is is a really early ship. And they went back and forth a whole bunch of times, and they ended up with going with landing gear. But they said like last month that the hull can't land.
Okay.
And when the CD and E can't land when they're fully loaded with cargo. So
now, I don't even know how the B's gonna land almost, because the containers almost go below. Well, they could just make them bigger, I guess. But.
Well, I can imagine
bigger
that,
legs.
Things like the Orion won't be able to land either because it has the spinning things on it. Yeah.
The Orion has never been that one. That one was one of the first ones where it was like, this ship really, really can't land.
Yeah, right.
Okay, how about this? It can't land on the ground, but it can do water landing, or like a bay or something.
That's always been the backup. Is that if the ship like fell out of the sky because it was badly damaged, it could land on water. But I don't know how much. You'd probably take enormous amounts of damage.
Not these days. You just bounce off the planet.
No, not right now, but I'm talking about the final game. Like, I can't imagine it would be a very soft water landing.
I mean, you could... What was it? They were talking about the Temporal Nova, and they brought up the most recent A-Team movie, where they had the parachuting tank, and they used the recoil from its cannon to change its trajectory in the air. I just what's funny is them bringing that up is I just recently rewatched that movie for the first time in a very long time, and that scene is amazing because they're being shot at by Predator drones, and the tank turret just starts firing, and people are like, what are they trying to do? Shoot down the drones? And they're like, no, they're trying to fly a tank. And it's like, people are going to be trying to do that in the game.
Yep.
No doubts about it.
That's one of the things that's going to be awesome about Star Citizen is all that. What they're basically creating is this gigantic. If nothing else, they're creating this gigantic sandbox where just tons of bizarre crap is going to happen.
Yep. I mean, look at GTA 5 Online right now. Like,
what's going on in there?
Oh, just like, the fact that you can rent or you can own VTOL aircraft and just fly around in those, or they have hover bikes now in GTA, which is dumb. But it's just insane, like how much people are doing in the sandbox of that game. And then we're getting a game where not only are we getting more vehicles that are, one, the size of buildings in GTA, but also we can just leave the planet and go to another one if we want.
Yep, exactly.
So,
by the way, I don't think we should get in this show without talking about how much money they made.
No, I was going to talk about
something.
Yeah, for sure. But David has decided to abandon us. So
mutiny.
Actually, I guess we could talk about funding right now if you want.
I thought you were going to say maybe we could mutiny.
Well, we could do that as well.
Okay.
What would a mutiny actually look like on this stream? Considering we can't actually take control.
Yeah, that's a good point. I hadn't thought this through.
We can all leave, I guess.
Yeah.
You can come back and just nobody.
Son of a whore, go on, grow into more of a phenomenon. Watch.
Hey, wait,
this
you're only
obnoxious,
supposed to sing it
arrogant,
when they don't ask questions.
loud-mouthed modern. Be seated at the right hand of the father. Washington hires Hamilton right on sight. But Hamilton still wants to fight, not right. Now, Hamilton's skill with the quill is undeniable, but what do we have in common? We're reliable with the ladies.
And it's not like we can meet him because he's the one in
You
control.
can't. No one asked a single question, okay? Not
Oh.
a single
We don't
question
need
was
questions.
asked.
Well,
have
then,
enough content
then you had to
to
sing.
last-
That's straight up.
I had
You
to
have enough
sing.
content to last another 3 hours. You're talking about we don't need questions.
Oh, I know. We have content, but I asked people if not a single question was asked, and I've always threatened that if no questions were asked, I would sing. And for once, no questions were asked. And so I sang some Hamilton.
You guys waited until
So-
the one show I finally came back on to not ask questions.
So he knows what to do in a trench. She knew would have been fluent in French, I mean. So you're going to have to use it eventually. What's he going to do on the bench, I mean? No one has more resilience or matches my practical tactical brilliance.
Can I shoot him with the tank?
You want
Yes.
to fight for your land back. Get your right-hand man
So
back.
shoot him with a mighty ring.
Back. You don't gotta get right-hand man back. Did you ask a question? I literally don't...
Uh-oh. Now you have to unsing. Oh, shit. How do you unsing?
Wait, were these asked today? I
Claims
see the
nobody's
problem. There
asking
was no red
questions.
mark put in last time.
Ha ha ha.
I'm sorry. There
That's
are some
my-
Claims
questions.
there was no questions asked, but then blames.
Well, me, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was no... We have a delineation system.
We
It
have
wasn't
a
used last time.
system. We have a system, and I screwed up because I forgot.
Okay, I see the questions now. We do have a couple. Oh, I see the problem. Okay, so the problem is that Shiver put in his own question, but he did it manually in the spreadsheet. So now, and I've been looking at his because his is since the weird looking one went on his honeymoon. How come there's no RTV summary? Because I was sick and lazy. But that one's like
Also, there was no RTV or calling all that.
it's been moving down. So I keep looking at it and I'm like, okay, no one's added any questions because it's the lowest one on the list. Because it's bold and my ship, but it's
excuses.
Sun Gun's got a point.
It's
so now
Shiver's
it's
fault.
Shiver's fault?
Yep, it's 100%
Yes.
Shiver's fault. I apologize.
Holy-
Let's get these questions in quickly. I apologize.
we
to
also
everyone.
we also
I'm really
need to
sorry.
dedicate about 5 minutes to talking about funding.
Funding.
Yes, I know.
Okay. So after the questions.
Yeah. So questions. Let's go. Agent 121370 asks thoughts on the final price of the Orion at 340 meters.
God,
Not-
that thing's huge.
Wait, the final price? And then.
The price to size.
Oh, okay. I don't care 'cause
so-
I'm not gonna buy one.
I have one. I bought one when it was cheap. I'm happy.
I'm not
I
planning on
understand.
buying
I
it,
understand
so-
why it is the price it is. If that's, you know,
Yeah, I have 3 big ships now. I had the Merchantman, the Endeavor, and the Aquila is sort of big, but yeah. So I'm like, no more big ships. I'm done.
I bought the Orion when it was first announced because I was like, dude, that ship. And then I melted it for various things. I think the Endeavor, actually. And then it came back on sale, and I was like, you know what? Bought it. Because I could get it back from the original price, which is like $200 less than it is now.
Oh, I hate you.
But no, I have no problem with... I don't think there's a single ship in Star Citizen whose price I disagree with at this point. I honestly think that lots of the larger ships should be more expensive to reduce the number of people that buy them before the game comes out.
I think there should be more ships that are in the low end, though.
There should be more low-end ships.
Even if they have to create new ones.
Yeah, agreed.
I agree with the whole big ships should be more expensive, so people less people own them. But yet a $250 laser gun sold out in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I missed that. What happened?
The Idris K, like the pack
yeah.
to
Upgrade.
Go for the P2, yeah.
I mean,
But the problem with
mean,
that is everyone that owns an Idris is already someone that owns an Idris.
Yeah, good point.
True. And to be honest, it was more than just one laser gun. It was multiple laser guns.
Yes.
Because I think it adds like turrets and stuff to the ship. So.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Mike has a good question. Will you please put the Space News podcast up on SoundCloud or whatever you use so I can listen offline? Love the show. Peace.
Yeah, we should probably do that.
We should. We'll try and figure out a way to do that. I apologize. It's been hectic.
We'll
figure that out. I think.
Honestly,
are we doing a space show next week?
Yes, unless you don't want to.
I'd like to. We just need to come up with the learning plan.
We need to spend some time on it.
Yeah. Okay. We'll do both of those things. Agent 121370 asks, would you guys like it if we could keep old models of the ships in our hangars? I want old models of the ship to be able to fly, period.
I'm against part of that, and that's mainly because I've seen video recently of the old Mustang, and I know that everyone loves the interior of the old Beta, but the exterior just looks so dated.
Yeah,
it doesn't even look like it belongs in the game.
Like take the interior of the old one.
That's how I feel about the Freelancer.
Exterior of the new one.
Well, see, Fasco, if they take the interior of the old one, then they're going to have to make the ship like 3 times as big, and then they're going to have to shrink it down because it got too big.
If anything, I think they should take old models, and I think like 4 years ago now, there was talk on an RTV about how they wanted to put models in games as drones that you could fly around in your hangar. And I think they should do that with old model ships. You could get a drone of them and fly them around your hangar.
Or you could do what Josh Coons did and put older models of ship inside fish tanks like they did with the Peanuts.
Yes.
That was cool.
Yes, that too. Next, Erris's hidden love for the Phoenix says, no, we're going to do that one after. Nakara, go check that one out to make sure you can answer it. We're going to cover that in funding.
I need a bunch of stuff about that. Anyway,
we're going to do that in funding. Ronan42 asks, did you expect to see the Hull C and the Freelancer variants at the Expo?
No.
Hull, no. Variants, because they showed them. Because they showed the variants multiple times in like photos and stuff, I expected them to be just like there to look at, like the Hawk was. But Hull, no.
As I said in chat,
why do we need it in the? Sorry, go
because
people want to look at them. People want to look at them in the game. Anyway, I am very, very, very suspicious that there is a reason all of those ships are missing. It's probably because they put them in the game and the game started crashing. So they went. Frick, we got to remove them from the game so we can fix them. And we don't have enough time to put them back in. Yep. So that's probably what happened.
But Nakara, they fit the Idris in the game.
The Idris was in game 2 years ago.
There's like a fingernail or something under the dash on the Max, and it crashes the game.
Yeah,
you know, like you never know.
One of the 3D modelers is like, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot that there, boss.
Guns and Blue asks, with the extended length of the Banu Defender's development, how far do you think the Banu have been flushed out with the ship design?
I think they're getting there probably. Once the Defender and the Merchantman are done, they're probably going to have a very solid idea of what a Banu ship is. There aren't very many Banu ships either. Like most of the Banu have Defenders. Or sorry, not defenders. Merchantmen.
Merchantmen. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, the whole like xenomorph, like, what's the artist name that created the xenomorph? I always forget. I think it's like Geiger.
It's all Geiger.
Like the influence that they took from him is really interesting. But
okay, yeah, I can see that.
One thing that interests me is they took influence from him on the merchantmen, but not really on the defense. Like the outside of the defender looks.
I don't think it looks like they use that influence on the outside. I think it's mostly interior.
Also,
they all look like ribs in the interior of the defender, even.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The new concept they did for the merchantmen looked less like Geiger than the original concept.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Can I tackle the next one?
Yep.
So the question is from Stray. Was seeing how the Orion went up in price, how much of a price increase do you think the Carrack will go up by? They have 5 people working on it now, and I think it was supposed to increase in size by around 45%. So no, actually, I mean, yeah, you have to actually be paying pretty close attention to figure out exactly what they were talking about with the size. It got a lot bigger, and then they went, oh, it's way too big now, and then they made it quite a bit smaller. It's actually only 10 meters larger than it was originally, currently. So it's not much bigger. So I think it got 10% bigger?
It's one of those. It's one of the very few ships where they said, "Oh, we can't make this that big. That breaks things," and they pared it back.
Yeah,
it didn't fit any in their like standardized sizing for landing pads. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, they're like, this would be way too big for a 6-person ship. And so the other thing I wanted to mention is that it will probably go up in price somewhat. I'm guessing $50.
Probably not as much as the Orion did.
No, because the Orion got huge.
Yeah.
The Orion got 50% bigger, yeah.
Next,
so what was that FV?
I'm guessing 100.
Okay.
Flint asked, can we get an in-depth analysis on the sales figures before Erris starts singing again? Sorry. My bad. I think we'll do sales stuff in a second here. I want to get through the last 2 or 3 questions. Carnifex 2005 says, no questions. Just after watching X4 Foundation streams, cities in Star Citizen definitely need fast-moving walkways. Running around the massive expanse that is Lorville is getting boring fast.
Or you need a speeder or like a great cat to get around.
So I'm not gonna lie.
Rocket pack.
I currently have had almost 0 interest in playing Star Citizen. One is that life is life and is hectic as hell right now. And the other is that I've looked at the size of something like Hurston and Lorville and just went, what?
Yeah, Lorville feels very empty for the size it is. Yep. Like, I mean, I don't want to say empty because there's tons of detail everywhere. Yeah, but there's a store and a bar and a ship shop, and that's all you can go to in this giant city. And I know that they'll add more, whatever. But I don't really think that we need ways of getting around. I've never complained about having to get from one place to the other unless I had to take one of the trains to get there.
I don't want to have to take a train in a game to get places. A train in games should be used like Half-Life 2 uses it as a plot device, and that's it. I shouldn't have to get in a train and sit down for 15 minutes to get somewhere. And this is Lorville. Lorville's a small planet.
World of Warcraft.
I hated that in World of Warcraft.
All I gotta say is, just real quick, Fastcart, is if you want vehicles in the city so bad, go back and look at when they added Grey Cats to Art And that might change your mind.
They had a discussion about that this week. How it was Jared's idea, and it was the worst idea ever.
Or the best idea ever. I was just going to say, I never complain about getting around unless they put stairs in my way.
Last question here. Dan asks, do you see a possibility that there will be several manufacturers among the alien races to do with different styles? Yes.
In the future, maybe.
In the future?
Yeah, in the future.
I think what you're seeing now is the ships that we see, the Banu Defender, the Banu Merchantman. I think the idea is probably going to be like humans just look at it and say, oh, it's a Banu ship, so it's a Banu Merchantman. But then when they go further and flesh out the Banu, it's not going to be a Banu Merchantman, right? Because they're not going to. We don't call it the human Idris, the human character.
Right.
That's us being racist and insensitive.
The
Banu are probably going to be like, oh, this is an SDM4 Merchantman. I don't know.
There actually is a manufacturer name for the Banu, and I can't remember it. But of course, for the Shion, it's Aopoa, right?
Yes.
But Aopoa is like the ships that the Xi'an make for us.
Exactly. So they'll have a whole bunch of different ships that are from somebody else that are made for them. At least that's how I think it'll go.
What's up, Bang Frickin' Chow? You showed up at literally the end. Hi.
Yep. So we need to talk about funding.
Yeah, let's talk about funding a little bit.
I know people have to go, so I will keep it short. Yeah, they made lots of money.
Yeah, they did. I just looked at it and I was like, holy crap.
They made a lot of money.
So here's the deal. The biggest, most successful anniversary sale ever was $8.01 million. They have 3 days left, and they're at $7.5 million. They have been making about $1 million a day. They made $1.2 million yesterday. There is an outside chance they'll actually make $10 million in this sale. I think it will be a little bit short, but over 9 is likely. So, yeah. Also, this quite handily puts this year back in the running for one of their best years, just in one shot.
And if they made the starter ships and stuff like that, not quantity limited, they could have made more.
Yep.
They could always make more. If they didn't limit the number of Idris things, if they didn't limit the number CIG, if they just put everything for sale, they would make $20 million in it.
Yeah, I can understand limiting big ships, but for limiting starter ships,
they wanted to limit the sale price ones.
Yeah,
because they're on sale.
And are those day limited or are those gone for the rest of the sale? Because
they're quantity limited.
Gone.
So I think
they're gone. Okay.
I
wasn't sure if it was.
I think the problem might be that the people that bought it largely being the people that already own the game, and I kind of wish they'd institute something where if you own a package, you can't buy a discounted package.
Yeah.
That would be great. Although, or maybe you have to gift it within a certain amount of time, or it expires or something. Because I think a lot of people buy them for their friends to get them into the game. Because they're cheap, right?
Yeah, or I'm thinking mainly streamers giving them away.
Yeah,
but like, guys.
Yeah, but they had like 2,500, so our streamers only buy like maybe 10.
Yeah, but there's like at least 50 or 100 streamers.
Wow.
So I'll put it this way: there are 3 days so far that have exceeded $1 million.
Yeah,
in this sale. More to the point, when you look at longer term figures, Star Citizen at this moment is only $1.7 million away from matching what they made last year, and they might earn that by the end of the sale. In fact, they probably will.
They might earn that tomorrow.
And the most they've ever made is only about looking at the numbers right now. Only about $3.7 million more than they've made this year. So they'll likely break their record for the most they've made in a year. Which very much goes against the narrative out there that funding is ending and slowing down and it's never going to last. So on.
Well, it also, I mean, let's be very honest. this has been a damn good year for actual content in Star Citizen.
Especially now the 3.3.5 is out.
3.3.5 is
3.6.
big. It's
huge.
Like, yeah, it's still buggy as shit and lots of people have problems with it, but you've got a whole bunch of people streaming it, basically going out there and saying, look, this isn't done yet, but holy shit.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Massively OP did a you saw that one, and they were kind of blown away because they were flying the Phoenix from Port Olisar to Lorville, and that was just before 3.3.6 patch dropped.
Mhm.
Yep.
And they were having fun.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things.
Even people that shit all over Star Citizen a couple of years ago. Massively OP.
Wow. Yeah, everybody.
I like massively OP.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, they just put out a article about the Star Citizen music.
Yeah.
That I
The music is phenomenal. Pedro, like,
they need to win awards for their music down the road
Yep.
because it's amazing.
Yeah.
They also need to fix their music playing engine because right now it's bugged as well. Where the music's beautiful, yes, but it starts and stops playing randomly.
But can I just say about the crowdfunding part? I think it was a genius move on CIG's part to make a expo inside the game.
Yeah.
Yep.
One of the things I saw a lot on Twitter was, holy shit, this whole expo isn't just like a bunch of articles on the website. They've literally put their anniversary expo sale in game. You can visit it and see the ships that you're buying. It's like, and it's kind of funny because one of the chief like knocks against Star Citizen for the longest time was pixel ships, and this is like, no, they're there. You can you can literally walk up to them in game.
Yeah.
Also, can you imagine what an effect that would have on a new player, like a person coming in on free fly to go in there and walk up to the reclaimer and be like, "Holy God!"
Or just you press it.
Now, if only I could get there and do it myself.
Right. Well, Erris, I've done it quite a few times, so if you ever need ferried anywhere,
I was gonna say,
let me know.
I made a run yesterday, so I can go to Port Olisar, pick you up, and bring him back over.
One of these days, I
have a Valkyrie, so you have 20 seats to choose from.
So I also wanted to mention that on that front, we also saw the Free Fly bring in another 52,000 citizens. Which is pretty good result.
Good numbers.
I got one of those.
Nice.
We don't know how many of those became backers, but even still, that's great exposure for the game.
Yep. Okay, so I think we're gonna wrap things up now because I know we are over time. Thank you so much, Fastcart and Nitro, for
overtime.
Good having you both on.
Yeah, thank you both.
Michael, it's nice to be on a podcast with you again.
I know. I have a new job and it makes me very tired.
And you've also been sick for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, Erris, it's been so long that either of us have been on together that I'm starting to look almost as hipstery as you do.
I wasn't going to say anything, but man, well done. I congratulate you. Okay, so
wait, is Nitro turning into Dave?
Slowly but surely, yes.
Hey, don't call me Shirley.
So I think. Oh yes, that right there. That right there is fantastic.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you everyone for hanging out with us and watching us. I don't even know what we just did. We're gonna do it again next weekend, I guess. Whenever CIG shuts down for the holidays, we're also gonna shut down.
Yes.
We're going to be trying to do a space show next Tuesday.
Yep.
If we can get a learning plan, we're going to do that.
We'll get her together.
We'll get something together. Yeah.
So that's going to be our long sought after episode on the Apollo missions.
Yeah.
We after that we'll have finished our history section, and we're going to move on to probably some other things that are more focused.
Wait, how are you going to do a history on an Apollo when your Apollo isn't in the game yet?
I know it's pretty hard. We're going to use a TARDIS to go forward in time about 100 years, and then we're going to look back at the history of the Apollo.
Yeah,
and the fun thing about using the TARDIS is just like the carrot, it's bigger on the inside.
Exactly.
For any of you that haven't gotten your fill of me, I'm also going to be on the Astropub tonight, so join me over there in like, I guess 2 hours.
Yeah, a little less than 2 hours.
A little less than 2 hours. Join me over there.
There's one note I have to make before we leave.
What's that?
Because I was just reminded of it. I know we talk a lot about SpaceX. This is going to be very short. Tomorrow, there's a SpaceX launch. It'll be the first time they'll have flown a rocket 3 times. So this will be the 3rd launch of this rocket.
Do you remember 10 years ago when everyone's like, it's impossible to fly a rocket more than once? Yeah,
pretty much. It looks amazing too. It's really, really sooty. It looks all like battle scarred and worn. I'll link that in the chat. But definitely check out that launch. Check out our Space Race channel. I'll put all the information about it in there.
In Discord.
Discord.
Fast card.
When you get a haircut, can you do it on stream? I think that'll bring in a lot of viewers.
No way, man. I don't know if I want to get this.
I mean, Captain, let's just see his beard on stream.
I go and get like hipster cuts from like guys with beards who like clip.
I like going to barbers.
Clip.
I wear a hat.
So I wish one of these days. Nitro, where can you be found when you want to be found?
I almost said Twitch. Twitter.com/NitroTypeAt. And over on the Base Radio, which you can probably get to me on there the most easiest by going to discord.thebase.sc to join our Discord server. But I do random shows like I did last night because it was a Friday night and no one was doing a show. So I hopped on and did one.
Nice.
So.
Excellent.
If you don't know what the Base is, you should go check it out because the Base do a lot of music and it's awesome.
They're amazing.
Fastcart, where can you be found?
You can find me on Twitter at twitter.com/fast_cart. You can find me on the Base Radio with Nitro on the Friday night show, and I'm on Cold Vision on Tuesday night. It's the only all request show on the Base Radio.
I think actually for Fastcart the question should be more, where are you not found? Because you're basically everywhere.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm not found on YouTube that much
yet.
Yeah, come join me and Fastcart on the Friday night show next week when Shiver's back finally. 21st?
Yeah.
I was lied to.
Who is this cold one? The shivery one?
Thank you guys all for hanging out. Join me in a little bit over at the Astropub. We'll see y'all in the verse. Have a great weekend.
Bye.
Bye.